Hello, this is Greg Ryan from Greg Ryan Fitness Global and My Pharmanex Life. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about a really cool piece of technology that I ran across about 3 years ago that was a biomarker for oxidative stress, inflammation, supplementation absorption, and your levels of antioxidants to free radicals. The piece of technology that I'm talking about is called the Biophotonic Scanner. And if you Google Dr. Oz and the Biophotonic Scanner, you'll get a little bit of idea of what I'm talking about. But first, before I kind of get into that, I want to talk to you a little bit about my background as a fitness trainer and health, wellness, wealth building consultant. I've been doing this about 32 years. I've written 47 books. 6 of them have been bestsellers on nutritional guidance, on wealth building, disease prevention, antioxidants, ADHD, aging, faith, anabolic steroids, you name it. I've been a personal trainer for 32 years. I've logged over 190,000 hours of personal training sessions. I've been a celebrity fitness trainer. I'm currently working with some NFL football teams and continually writing my books. But as a big portion of my company, which is in 14 different countries at this point, I have incorporated this piece of technology that I'm going to share with you over the next 5 or 10 minutes. The Biophotonic Scanner is basically a blue light ray that was designed many years ago to test the carotenoids in the back of your eye for macular degeneration. And that piece of technology was called Raman spectropathy. And if you look that up, you'll see that that piece of technology goes back a long way on diagnostic testing of things that go on in the body. And if you know the eye, there's a lot of things in the back of your eye that will determine or tell you what goes on internally in your body. And so about 10 years ago, maybe about 12 years ago now, a Fortune 500 company called Pharmanex converted this light ray that they bought the rights to from the University of Utah and converted it into a device that will measure the free radicals versus the antioxidants in your skin cell. And the skin cell is really the forefront of immunology. And you can tell a lot about a person's health on a cellular level through that skin cell. So this piece of technology has been around for about 12 years to test the level of your immune system or the thickness of your cell. If you put common sense into this and you're not really into the medical terms, basically what this is, how strong is your immune system or how thick is the cellular membrane in each individual cell of your body. And, well, if it's thick, then you're going to be protective. If it's weak and thin, then you are apt to have a cold or prone to a disease if it's in your family and based on your lifestyle. So I thought this piece of technology was just fascinating for many different standpoints. In later YouTubes, I'll talk a little bit about my personal story with attention deficit disorder and a very rare form of autism that basically can be traced back to nutritional deficiencies and oxidative stress. But for me, from a personal standpoint and fitness standpoint, I thought this piece of technology was going to be the cutting edge of fitness testing for the next 20 years in health clubs, fitness facilities, nutritional stores, personal trainers, doctor's offices, you name it. I just felt that this would be the new wave of biomarker testing for disease. And so I incorporated this. I started incorporating this piece of technology into my practice about 3 years ago. And from day one, this has been probably one of the best additions that I could have made to my personal training business that I ever could. Now, I could do body fat testing, and I could do VO2 max and step test and blood pressures and cholesterol and you name it. But I had a piece of technology now that was going to measure the true source of one's health. And if I could educate my clients on that, then I could also start nutritional testing, diet programming, different things like that. So I knew that it was just a common sense approach to incorporating this piece of technology into my practice. And so over the last 3 years, this has evolved through my practice in many different ways. And just like I said, what happened was that I started to be able to create new nutrition programs for added income. I could test the new clients that I had, as well as retest the clients that I had to motivate them, so to speak, to continue on with their services through my company. And so I was able to create an actual income, and we'll talk about this maybe at a later date, more of a passive residual income to my business. But this tape is basically on introducing you to this new piece of technology called the Biophotonic Scanner that sends a blue light ray called Raman spectropathy non-abrasively within 30 seconds into your skin cell and will give you a biomarker reading more accurate than blood serum testing. Now, why is that? Blood serum testing has been around for ages, and basically what it is, it's like a prick test, and you get your blood drawn, and you will get your biomarkers from there. The challenge with that is it's very expensive. It takes 2 weeks or so now to get the results back. It's abrasive. You feel like a pincushion. And it's not very accurate because if you had some food or carbohydrates the night before, it'll elevate that score. So it's not very accurate, but that's all we had until the Biophotonic Scanner was introduced to the marketplace by the University of Utah some 12 years ago. And so now, within seconds and inexpensive, non-abrasive, we can educate people on their true health and their immune system. Now, why is this so important at this time in life? Well, look at the pandemic of all the diseases that are happening. Diabetes, Alzheimer's, Asperger's, ADHD, strokes, heart diseases, you name it. Everything is just crazy exploding. And if we don't get a handle on this from a preventional standpoint, we are going to lose control, if we have not already, in our world to manage or prevent this disease pandemic going on around the world. The truth of the matter is, and no disrespect to the medical community, but the medical community is a fix-it type of industry, and they will fix it with some type of pharmaceutical drug after that it happens. But in my world, I would like to deal on prevention and help people before their bodies get so low of their immune system to where they are susceptible to diseases like diabetes, cancer, Alzheimer's, things of that nature. So I believe we are right on the cusp of this piece of technology exploding into the medical world, into the fitness world. I can tell you firsthand that we have this piece of technology in all the Olympic training centers, in NFL, NBA, MLB. I mean, every initial you can imagine, we have this particular technology incorporated. In the medical world, we have them in just about every doctor's office, type of doctor's office there is, from dentists to pediatricians, orthopedic surgeons, oncologists, of course, endocrinologists, OBGYNs, nutritionists, nutrition stores, you name it. We are incorporating this piece of technology as fast as we possibly can worldwide, not just in the United States. So that's kind of my brief story as a fitness trainer and being involved in this world for so many years and being introduced to this piece of technology called the Biophotonic Scanner. And it is a fascinating piece of equipment. There's a cash flow model that comes with this. You can educate your clients on their current immune system. And oh, by the way, which is I almost forgot, which I shouldn't because it's very important. One of the things that is very interesting about this biophotonic scanner is that it measures the absorption rate of your food or supplementation. And we'll talk about this at a later date, but that is fascinating to me on many different levels because while a supplement might work for one person, one's absorption rate is almost like DNA. Everybody's is so different. So I might be able to take a supplementation, but you, on the other hand, take it and it might not absorb. And how do we know that? We don't know that in the supplementation world because they don't have a measuring stick until now. So the other thing that I enjoyed doing with the biophotonic scanner is the ability to measure the absorption rate of your food or of a supplementation to see if it's absorption or absorbing, on an individual basis. And we'll talk a little bit about that down the road. So, what's the benefits of using the biophotonic scanner in your line of business? Well, it's an educational tool. It sets you apart from other parts of your colleagues in the industry. It gives you a biomarker to build a foundation to create actual income from the scan or added services with other income streams, as well as it allows you to test the absorption rate of your clients or of your patients' food. And to me, that is the cornerstone to creating a great foundation and added service to your already existing clientele. So we will talk about this a little bit more. Thank you for joining us, Greg Ryan Fitness Global and My PharmaNext Life. Until we meet again, we say thank you and take care.